Penguin Random House Audio presents A Case for the American People, the United States v. Donald J. Trump, by Norman Eisen. Read for you by Robert Petkoff. To my father, Irvin Eisen, who taught me everything I know about not compromising. This is the lesson. Never give in. Never give in. Never, 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 in nothing great or small, large or petty. Never give in, except to convictions of honor and good sense. Winston Churchill. Opening statement. I have a case for the American people. It is to deliver the ultimate verdict on the high crimes and misdemeanors of Donald J. Trump. You are the witnesses, the victims, and, most important, the judges and jury. Only you can stop him or allow his high crime spree to continue. All other remedies available under our constitutional system have been tried. Some have worked, some have failed, and now the final judgment is up to you. I ought to know. For over 3 years now, I have been pursuing President Trump for his offenses against the law. First, as one of Trump's frequent litigation adversaries, involved in almost 300 legal matters opened against him, his administration, or his allies. Then, as special counsel to the House Judiciary Committee for an entire year of intense activity that culminated in my sitting on the floor of the House and then of the Senate as those two awesome chambers, the most powerful legislature in the world, debated and adjudicated the articles of impeachment. Indeed, I helped lead the writing of those articles. I was the first staff member to begin drafting them, the last to approve final edits, and involved at every stage in between. They revealed, and the trial proved, that the president's shocking behavior toward Ukraine and his political opponents was part of a long-running, ongoing pattern of Trump's abusing his power and then covering that up. The articles showed that the president has violated the public interest to further his selfish personal and political gain for years, without regard for how it would hurt each of you and our country. Most urgently, the articles made it clear that when the next crisis came, as we warned it would, he would repeat the pattern of abuse and cover-up to all of our peril. Despite alerting American institutions to the misconduct of the president, and despite some other successes along the way, our collective efforts have thus far fallen short of removing Trump. Federal and state prosecutors have not ultimately stopped him, nor have the courts, and Congress has not halted him. As a result, the crises rage on. This is why I'm appealing directly to the highest adjudicating body in our democracy, you, the people. From a number of angles, I have helped rain down legal, political, and public pressure on the president, exposing his misdeeds. These blows would have driven a lesser offender to apologize, recant, and perhaps even resign. Instead, President Trump repeatedly did what he has always done since the beginning of his career: dodge, deny, and degrade the rule of law. As a result, over the course of my year as special counsel, I contemplated a vast array of impeachment articles. All of them displayed and were intended to disrupt Trump's cycle of abusive, obstructive, and criminal misconduct. Within the Judiciary Committee, we maintained a secret running indictment. 10 articles of impeachment in all. 10 articles, not 2, ladies and gentlemen of the jury. Every one of them will be revealed and explained for the first time in the trial that awaits you in this book. They would have been sufficient to end Trump's presidency in a normal world. The 2 articles that made it to judgment in the Senate certainly should have been. But ours is no normal world, and Trump is no ordinary criminal. Our president's offenses unquestionably include high crimes and misdemeanors under our Constitution. Abuse of power in pressuring foreign governments to investigate his U.S. political opponents. obstruction of justice, and of Congress making true his pledge to fight all the subpoenas. Both the abuse and the obstruction are of a kind we have never seen before in American history. They are paired with other corruption, from offering hush money to mistresses to aid his campaign to the acceptance of forbidden foreign and domestic emoluments after he won. Abuse, obstruction, corruption. Trump has violated the law at a rate and scale unimagined by our founders, such as Franklin, Madison, and Jefferson, all of whom must be spinning with outrage in their tombs. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, I will guide you through the unvarnished story of the president's crimes and their prosecution. Along the way, we will go backstage for a full year of impeachment efforts starting in February 2019 and ending 12 months later with the conclusion of the Senate impeachment trial. If you have been following this tale, you may be wondering what essential evidence and which elements have evaded the American collective consciousness, including because they were blurred in the chaos. The portrait reflected in conventional wisdom and the media is lacking in crucial features, ones that yield new insights into the repeated strategy, defenses, and tactics used by our president and his often felonious cohorts. As we go through this impeachment year together, you will be able to see his pattern of misconduct from a fresh angle, and be better able to trace the through line of Trump's life, candidacy, and presidency, his radical selfishness and assault on our national interest. He asserts his will and then manages the outcome, immorally, illegally, repeatedly. These revelations foreshadow the dangerous, even deadly moves he has made since the impeachment and trial, is making as you listen to this, and will continue to make in the months leading up to the election. The president's response to COVID-19 follows a pattern of abuse and obstruction similar to the one that got him impeached. He is yet again putting his own personal and political interests first in his response to the pandemic. Not America first, but Trump first. The same propensity for quid pro quos that led to his 2016 statement to Russia that "you will probably be rewarded mightily," or his 2019 one to Ukraine to "do us a favor, though," has characterized his treatment of governors seeking aid in the current crisis. If we do that, we will have to get something for it. The president's obstruction continues too. The non-stop flow of lies, the attacks on inspectors general and whistleblowers, the refusal to cooperate with congressional investigators. It is all of a piece. Only now, it has turned deadly. We warned of exactly this during the president's impeachment and trial. It will not only continue, it will get worse, unless you stop him. Some of you may be skeptical. You may think I'm being too extreme. I understand your position. I, too, once urged that people keep an open mind regarding the Trump presidency. I even went as far as assisting his presidential transition, starting before he was elected. I was prepared to play a role in easing him into his presidency. I have dined with the president. I am acquainted with his daughter and son-in-law and many of those around him. I once hoped sincerely that Trump could be an ethical president. I learned better. I later held on to the desperate, optimistic belief that Trump's behavior would change, or that his systematic, reckless wrongdoing could be curbed. I now know that, too, to be false. I will explain why I believe this, so you can make your own decision. If, after you weigh the case, you agree that he is guilty, you have the power to bring this illicit cycle to a halt. He will not change. His crime spree will continue unless we as a nation get in his way. All of you, and you alone, can stop him. So now, my optimism lies with the American people. For those of you who might not have followed the barrage of headlines, who long ago threw up your hands, or who perhaps sense that the president is a bad guy, but do not believe there is anything new to learn or anything to be done, welcome. I ask you to keep an open mind as we revisit proof of wrongdoing that has eluded sustained public attention.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?